everybody, and welcome back to a Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood video today. We got a bit of a special one. We are tailing off the Skirmish season, I believe this weekend. As of recording is the last weekend for Skirmish. So tailing off here, we're going to do a couple of different kind of videos. So as LSS recently announced, I want to say 2 days ago, maybe 3 days ago, there is going to be that Welcome to Wraith I want to say farewell party. It's not a farewell party. Farewell event with the cool full of young heroes. And so we decided to get a little bit of a drafting game on. It's really, really difficult to record and comment on drafting because really the only time that I could think, I don't know if Rob's seen anything else, but the only times I've seen it is that one time they did that over the shoulder view for Matt Rogers at the calling in Orlando.
That was nice.
Yeah, and I honestly I felt like
was really far away, and it wasn't even that well shot, right?
Exactly. And I was sitting there thinking at my local skirmish, at one of them, I guess, at Stronghold, which was a draft skirmish. The format of the skirmish was 2 pods of draft for tails, so essentially 3 rounds in 1 pod, and then you get put into a different pod based on your results from your first pod. Then you do a second pod, 3, and then based on your record of 6 games, you get put into a top 8, and you do another draft. So it's a 3 draft format. Quite a long day. I think it started at like 1:30, didn't end until like 9:30. Quite a long day, and what I was able to do is I made it to pod 2. I drafted my seat, which was Lexi, and I regret it entirely. The other Lexi was across the table, got New Horizon, and neither of us top 8'd because I was in the pod with Yuki and Jay and Oliver and those guys, and I ended up facing 2 old hymns and a Briar, and Lexi I didn't have enough red overflexes and red chillings and such like that. But even though I had 40 playables, that's not the point though. The point is that Yuki, which is being a bit of a mainstay on her channel, luckily for us, did top 8, and I was able to record her, not her full draft. My phone had a bit of a spaz attack in the middle, started overheating and deleting parts of the clips there. So I have a good chunk of the draft, and what me and Rob are going to do is a little bit of a commentary / analysis. I do have the final pick of her deck and kind of how she did in the skirmish in case people are curious. And so what we're going to do is go through that right now. As always, I'm joined by my co-caster, co-commentator, co-compatriot. I'm pretty sure it's just compatriot. I'm just going to say co-compatriot. Mr. Robert McCowley.
Whoa, if I get a compatriot, it'll be your co-compatriot. So you are your own co-compatriot.
Exactly. And so we're just going to start us off here, going into the pack. Let me start the video here. So this is pack 1. Yeah. Oh, so now the video works. Perfect. So it was slow-mowing before, but now the video works.
So I don't know if you saw that, but there's a Winter's Whale.
I did see the Winter's Whale. So pack 1, pick 1. Yuki is looking at a Winter's Whale. She's looking at a deep blue. Very good cards. Putting the Summerwood, the Electrify.
Prioritizing which cards she feels are the best in this pack here. Winter's Whale, seems like the top pick. Deep Blue is one of the best cards you can pull, really.
True.
But Winter's Whale, I think, tops it.
So what she's doing here is really smart. She's counting how many Guardian picks there actually are in this pack. Because if she gets Winter Whale pack 1, she's thinking, can I wheel one of these? Because the wheel will be the best wheel she'll get is in this pack, right? Because it'll get once through the entire pod, and then she'll be able to hopefully pick up one of those cards. And so she's gonna pick the Winter's Whale. I know she told me she was a little bit nervous about first picking such a direct kind of piece here.
Committal, but you gotta give it props to being like just powerhouse of a card.
Yeah, we do see the Red Weave Lightning. Talk about a powerhouse of a card. Red Weave Lightning is up there. We did see Bramble Spark.
And Ball Lightning too.
Lightning, Glacial Footsteps.
But then a Red Glacial is very good as well.
Comes in for 10. Yeah. 10, red comes in for 10. Could come in with Dominate. She's looking at
the ice cards here to see, what good, because if you're going Oldhim, you obviously want the blue ice cards the most here.
Blue Ice, Blue Earth is always good. She's going to stay open here and keep the Weave Lightning. I do like this. Weave Lightning is a very, very, very strong rare. It does float really well into both Briar and Lexi to see if she gets some really good cards for either of those, like that red Chilling Ice Vein. Bramble Spark, Rites of Lightning.
Yeah.
That's only a yellow though.
It might have been red.
The Rites of Lightning was
so-
yellow. Yeah, the Rites of Lightning is a yellow, I believe.
Okay. So we're seeing a shield, a rusty buckler. Not sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't pick
how
that
good
pack.
is.
Yeah, pack 1, pick 3. I think something will
Yeah.
probably come up later. I wouldn't really look at it. I was looking for the red break ground there. Really strong Earth card, comes in for 7. Really good in Briar and Oldhim, which I know she does favor over Lexi, even as she picks Lexi like 5 drafts in a row. But she does prefer those. Yeah, we see
It's quite nice.
Blue Thumb Honing Hood is the card she's putting in front. Honing Hood, a very good equipment, but it is a little bit early to be picking that specific. It's a good equipment, but I don't know if picking it this early is really the play here. But the Blue Thump is quite nice to be able to trigger that. Titan's Fist for 4. She's just kind of looking to see what's the distribution between the cards so far, so she can get a good feel for it. She does pick up the Blue Thumb, so she can get a good feel for the players on her right that are passing clockwise to her to see what they might be picking, right? So another thumb coming in.
Because you don't want to be picking a class that everyone else is picking at your table, right? So.
Yeah, you want to draft your seat, and that's really the name of the game. The red thump and the red avalanche.
She's leaning quite heavily now into Oldhim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue So tomorrow. Yeah, Blue So tomorrow. Yeah, really good. Using it just purely for the D-React there to prevent the 2 damage. Really good for the fatigue strategy because it just cycles back in your deck. You just see a red mulch, a snow under. Break ground.
I think I might have seen an overflex there. I'm not sure.
It might have been an overflex.
Might have been yellow, but I think
it's a yellow. It's a yellow overflex.
Overflex, yeah.
So what do you what do you think?
Highlighting some of the nicer cards. Yeah, here I'd probably continue with the.
Probably the break ground, huh?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Break ground. It is a yellow.
It is a yellow. It comes in for 6, but it is an earth card, so you are able to fuse if you do like mulch, something like that. Ooh, Amulet of Earth, I really like. I like 1 amulet. I think more than 1 amulet kind of hits you like too many unblockable cards, and it's kind of like, well, yeah, you could pitch it for Oldhim once, but if you have a second amulet, you can't just pitch it again. You know what I mean? It's a once per turn D-React. So I like 1 Amulet of Earth.
1 is enough, I would say.
Yeah, I think she's gonna pick that. I didn't really see any super strong cards for Oldhim. I like the Shock Striker coming in pretty late. Pretty good lightning card,
red?
but no, I think it's a blue. I want to say it's a blue.
Okay. Yeah. That's rough because no other class really wants to play a blue, Shock Striker. So
yeah, not terrible in Lexi, but I don't know. I see Encounter coming in there. Ooh, Blue Weave Ice coming really late.
Yeah.
I would assume that's a snap pick, but I mean not as good as. And a Snow Under, yeah, that Blue Weave Ice is quite good. It's usually the red ones are really good for Lexi to kind of keep up that pressure with Dominated and Dominant Arrows with the buff. But the Blue Weave Ice also has the benefit for Oldhim of triggering his D-React.
Oh, was that a Blue Footsteps? That is an amazing pick.
Yeah, so we do. She does end up picking the blue footsteps as my camera transitions to the next one here. But she does end up picking the Blue Thumb, so I essentially just press play again on my camera phone here. So we do see the yellow break ground.
She did let go of the Glacial. Huh.
She did let go of the Glacial here.
Interesting.
Looking for a yellow Entangle.
Yeah, we've got the Earth cards to support.
We do have the Earth card support.
Great pick.
Yeah, and
the good thing about a lot of these Guardian cards is they block 3. So if you're looking,
they do block 3.
Strat, blocking 3 is great in Oldhim.
You see a really late Honing Hood, which kind of tells you that.
One took it, yeah. It's kind of sad because but now she might be a bit too deep into the Oldhim pocket.
I think there was also nice emerging avalanche there. There was also more than 1 Honing Hood, right? So that's not the one that wheeled from earlier. That is a different Honing Hood. So I think it's safe to say there's probably maximum 2 Lexis that are currently in Lexi in the pod. They could pivot, of course. But I think as we fold our hands here for a little bit of a break here, I think it's pretty clear to think. Back into the action. 2 cards left in the first pack.
Yeah, I mean Rejuvenate's probably the pick here.
Yeah, Red Rejuvenate actually not a bad card in Oldhim to expedite that fatigue strategy. So players just waiting for pack 1.
We see a few Lexi cards kind of, a few good ones actually kind of taper off towards the end there. So I would suspect at least 1 Lexi from the loss of the Honing Hood earlier on. But I mean, with the pool let's just talk about Winter's Wail. Like that card is a beast.
Good card
in this format. 4 damage, frost.
4 damage on hit. Right.
And on hit, exactly.
Yeah, but she needs. Yeah, so that's why she's picking up like that Blue Weave Ice really late was really strong for her. Other blue ice cards are going to be at a premium.
Yeah, and it looks like there aren't. I mean, the amount of blues is okay right now, but we probably want to look for more blue ice cards.
Some more blue ice cards to
especially with
trigger,
pink as
yeah.
well.
Yeah, because you're
Yeah,
gonna
we want
want
that to be our main focus, I think, in this draft.
yeah, because you want to use the blue earth as your D reaction, and you want to use the blue
Yeah.
ice either as a D reaction, or if you have two in your hand, you could use one for the D react, and then the other one to swing with the whale. So we're gonna come into pack 2, pick one with the frostbite token. Very, very obvious.
It's always
here.
exciting when you have when you're the one opening the pack, and it's like you get anything in here is like first dibs, right?
Anything you want. Nothing
whatever's in there, I
crazy
get
so
first
far
dibs.
though. Earthlore blue, Turn Timber blue, Icequake red's not
Another honing
bad.
hood. Keep
Another
it going.
honing hood, yeah. I think the Turn Timber seems like the snap here. Earthlore Surge is at blue. It's actually fairly. It's good. It's better for
Yeah,
Oldhim
I mean
than
it's
it
for
is.
Oldham's ability.
Yeah, exactly. But Turn Timber is just so good, right? Yeah, you just pick up the Turn Timber, even though it's a blue. It's just so like you have so many Earth cards, right?
I mean, I would even prefer the blue, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true because you can always pitch it for the hammer swing, right? If you need to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So now that you have the Winter's Whales, like you can think about just having one blue card for attack for 4, right? Which is a trait. And then the condition of the other weapon, the default weapon, doesn't even matter anymore. It's just 4.
Correct.
It's
Yeah.
always 4.
Yeah, the blues. Okay, you got a red thump in there, another
the-
bramble.
I believe that was a Ragamuffin, wasn't it?
It was a Ragamuffin with their equipment. So you see 3 blue earth cards, a Burgeoning, a Breakground, and an Earthwar Surge. Burgeoning, you're never going to be really attacking with it from the arsenal. I can see why it's not as highly contested here in the picks. But the Breakground is always nice because it just comes in for 5 if you need it for some odd reason. But it's just a blue pitch that's earth that, blocks, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would just say go for as many blues as possible. If they're elemental, even better.
There's a Ron.
There's the buckler.
I think it's a foil.
Oh, there's a Weave Ice in there. There were a few Polar Blasts in here as well.
That's a lot of...
But that's a blue ice there, so yeah, I understand that pick. Yeah. I think the Polar Blasts were both red, if I am not mistaken.
I think it was a red and a yellow or double red, one of those two, but definitely wasn't a blue. I think the blue Polar Blast would probably be better in that scenario.
Winter's Bite, I believe.
Chill to the Bone, Snow Under, and Glacial. Probably the Glacial here? Or the Chill to the Bone.
Yeah, I mean, blue ice, great.
Probably Chill to the Bone. But I can see
the Winter's Whale as much as possible here.
Yeah, I can see the Glacial Footsteps if she thinks she needs more attack actions. I think she had she grabbed a decent amount of like Earth ones already.
She did,
and a couple Ice ones. Yeah, the Entangle. I mean, all the Breakgrounds. So I think the Chill. Yeah, the Chill is going to be the pick here, and she's probably going to hope the Glacial just wheels because it is still just pack 2, right? So.
Yeah.
Running into Heaven's Claw, another red Overflex.
There's a red Overflex. That's huge.
Ron of Buckler.
Into the Buckler.
she's passed about like 5 Brambles at this point. She ends up picking the Buckler. So this is the same Buckler as before.
Brambles.
Oh yeah, so this is going to be the same Buckler as before.
We're on pick, I guess, 8. Is that right?
I believe so. I'm not actually completely sure.
Maybe not actually. There seems to be more than 7 cards in that pile. Maybe there were 2 Bucklers. Yeah. Okay.
Blue Winter's Bite. Yeah, just for the hammer.
Yeah.
Nothing
I would
special.
Say, yeah.
But that is, there's been more than one Buckler. There was one in pack 1, but this one was in pack 2. Getting it, early enough that she doesn't have to worry about it, depending if there's other Oldhams in the pod. But I feel like she can safely say that the other Oldhams in front of her either have one already or just don't need it over some other card, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Shock Striker, Glacial.
It's a yellow Glacial, okay. A blue Entangle is pretty good as well. But a blue Mulch is also...
Yeah, she ended up picking the Entangle, trust me.
The Entangle? Okay.
Yeah, I think so. You see Red Thump and Red Emerging coming in for this. So we're still on pack 2.
I think she's feeling the pressure of needing...
She likes blues. Yeah.
I mean, Red Thump is not a bad choice at all.
She also might get a Cracker Jacks in pack 3, or it's possible she picks up the Cracker Jacks. It would be quite good.
Dominate for game, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. Blue Emerging seems pretty good here.
Was that a yellow Polar Blast?
Okay. Yellow Polar Blast. Yeah, she hasn't seen many blues.
Yeah, I mean, I love picking Polar Blast in my drafts, but the thing about Oldham is that if you're leaning towards the hammer as your main win condition, they're not going to do much for you.
No, because they come out of the arsenal, but you need to pitch it.
Well, let you gain Dominate. Well, I mean, they'll just give you Dominate. It's
they don't really care.
Give me Dominate. Give me Dominate. It's like, I'll give you Dominate. Doesn't matter.
Picking the Flake out. Nothing really.
So it seems to, yeah, there wasn't much there for her, I think.
Just Lexi cards coming in here.
So many Lexi cards. This is so common in drafts. I feel it's just the last 3 cards are always just Lexi.
Okay, it used to be it used to be before people understood that Oldhim was really strong. They used to be like all the Oldhim cards were coming back here. Like the last cards were always Oldhim cards, and I'm just like, interesting. So we're running into pack 3 here. Pack 3, pick 1. No red ball lightning. That's a red. That's a red ball. It's a blue breakground, which is always a good card.
Oh, this pack is loaded.
Biting Gale blue.
There's a Ragamuffin. Oh, red Overflex.
Red Overflex.
Oh, nothing great for Oldhim, unfortunately. I mean,
the blue breakground. The Biting
Gale.
Gale.
Sorry.
The Biting Gale's okay, but it's blue, but it's still not bad. Comes in for 4, I think, and if you pay an extra 2, they put a card to the top. If they fuse.
Oh, I forget how that card works, actually.
Yeah, I think that's how it is. I think you pitch.
I find it so infrequently that I don't remember.
Yeah, it is a blue. I think if it was a red, she probably would have picked it up, but it only blocks for 4 and not 6 at the red. So that makes sense. Blue Autumn's Touch looks really good in this pack.
Good. That is really good.
Oh, there's the Plume.
Oh, look at Plume.
Yeah, I really like Plume, especially with she passed it. Pick 1, pack 1. Deep blue. I really like the deep blue Plume.
Oh, the deep blue, yeah.
Yeah, when you do it, as the action. You deep blue as an action, and then you Plume as an instant.
Well, there's another Plume. Oh man.
Yeah, this is where I'm like.
It was a yellow chill.
That was a yellow chill, and that's kind of like, well, what are the odds that another Plume is going to come right after, right? So.
Yeah. Now, depending on how many blues I have at this point, I might lean into the thump. But
it's probably Burgeoning or So, I think, right? Just like another Earth card. Blue? No,
So
was no. I think it was a blue So. She would have picked that over the yellow Burgeoning.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it was blue.
That's.
Chill. There's a Glacial. Okay. Footsteps.
Yeah. Oh, this is the same pack. Right? This is the same pack. Yeah. She picks the Icy Encounter.
Okay. Ice blue. That's always great.
Mm-hmm. Ice blue.
Can't really go wrong with ice blue.
Nope. I think it's a red Snow Under. Yeah, she's got enough ice.
Fine because you pitch 1 blue to play it.
Exactly.
For 7,
yeah, and if you happen to have ice, yeah,
you threaten the same effect as Winter's Wail, so it's still not a bad card. Rejuvenate blue. Yeah, I'm seeing she's staying away from the Polar Blasts.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
So that was okay. Yeah. So there was like the next 3 or 4 cards weren't super impactful as far as like. Also, my phone just straight up overheated and didn't want to record anymore. My point is that there wasn't anything super crazy. Yeah, I got the shot. This was Yuki's final deck.
Okay. So here we see she added in the Runaways. Fine.
That was one of her final cards, and it was just passed over to her. I think in the next 2 packs, it was passed over to her. Her final deck, as you can see, a lot of blue Earth cards, a good amount of blue Ice cards, and then blue cards in general.
Everything top right there is blue, if I can tell correctly, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she organized it red, yellow, blue.
And then we have each column is Earth. We have Ice, and then we have, I guess, just regular Guardian cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, a fair amount of blue Ice. 7 of them in a deck of 30 cards, that's fine.
You're
pretty much on odds to get 1 per hand.
Yeah, she's got 7 plus 5, 12. She's got 17 blue cards in a...
Excellent for Oldhim. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And 5 of them are Earth, so 5 of them to trigger on the defense reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Which you'd obviously use that effect instead of blocking for 2 because you can get the card back into your deck because you're pitching it, right? So really great against a fatigue strategy, or as someone who's fatiguing. really good.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the balance is really quite good. Lots of 3 blocks, lots of fuel, a couple of nice efficient attacks, and the red Snow Under. Nice thump, Glacial Footsteps, some more efficient attacks if she sees an opening.
So no Cracker Jacks came through, unfortunately.
That would have been probably like pack 3, pick 1 if it came through.
Yeah.
I do have some notes from Yuki because I left after recording the draft because it was getting pretty late. So she won her quarters in the Oldhim mirror. Her opponent had Tear Sunder, and I think that led him into his Oldhim, but she was just able to consistently pressure out with big attacks and just outvalue. So just coming in,
master of value, yeah.
Winter's Wail, the like Snow Under, like blue pitch for 7. The Breakground, blue pitch for 7. It's quite efficient. Glacial Footsteps, 2 blue pitches for 10. Like it's just great.
Yeah.
You don't have to dominate it. It's coming in for 10. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, at that point, yeah, lose your hand or take 7. Like,
her opponent was also kind of light on the blue earth cards, and so just deck count wise came out ahead. Which, as you can see, Yuki was picking up most, if not all, the blue earth cards that came her way. I think. I think
so.
Almost all of them she picked up. And other than the ones where there were more than one, so the one where there was like Earth Lore Surge, Burgeoning, and Breakground, she picked up the Breakground, but you know whether they made it.
Up, like she gave up some thumps, I think, to take blue Earth cards. Like there were a few cards that were really good, but she always opted to go for the blue Earth, and that makes a lot of sense as Oldhim.
Yeah, in the semis, she was into a Briar. I think it was an Earth Briar. As you can see, all those brambles she passed it to the guy right in front of either the guy directly to the right or directly in front of her, and he just ended up getting like 8 brambles or something ridiculous like that. And
that happened, anyway.
Yeah, and that was she didn't really have that many extra playables. As you can see, it was almost exactly 30, right? So you have 5 blue eyes, you have 5, 10, 17, 24, 27, 28. So you have like 33 playables, but yeah, but then cards like Red and Bolden and cards like they don't really do that much in the deck, really.
Don't really want to have them. They block 3, which is great, but you're not going to be playing them.
Yeah, and the Briar was on 34 playables, so the Briar had a pretty good pool, and then he kind of hit for that Earth, probably like Red Earth Lore Surges, coming in with like Bramble fused with Earth Lore Surge, Pitch, play Earth Lore Surge, whatever, Rosetta for 2 and 2. It was like he did that, came up for 10 to 15 repeatedly, and just kind of sometimes even off 4-card hands apparently, and that's kind of like the deck is just running itself and just is not breaking.
Uncontested Briar in a draft is just it's like GG at that point.
Yeah, and it was kind of like trying to fatigue, but the efficiency just wasn't really there, and then eventually it just kind of fused a Bramble Spark for first 4 turns of the game. Fused Bramble Spark.
Wow.
So it is what it is. So she ended up losing semis, but and then that Briar player ended up bricking more into the finals into another Oldhim, who was more of an aggressive Oldhim. The fatigue wasn't the strategy for the Oldhim who ended up winning, and kind of was able to take that one down. So this was a bit of a nice tenure here, just trying to wrap up the Tales of Aria draft season, as I don't think there's any more big events surrounding this format in Tales, if I recall correctly, because the next big-ish events that people are looking forward to are the Welcome to Wraith draft events. So
yeah, that's right.
That's about it. So that was just a nice quick break for everybody. So if you guys enjoy content like this, please let us know, comment, of course like and subscribe, and if you like videos like this, you want more of them, or if there's any other particular videos you might want us to take a look at, please let us know. We're more than happy to take it into account, and appreciate it. From the Spark of Genius Flesh and Blood team, I'll see everybody next time.